Right now at 6, Wisconsin Supreme Court candidates go head-to-head on the debate stage. Personal ethics and partisanship continue to be a talking point. And as Wisconsin lawmakers battle over abortion, Minnesota lawmakers are moving forward a bill that would further abortion protections.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. The election is just 2 weeks away, and today voters are hearing directly from Wisconsin Supreme Court candidates. Our sister station, WISC, hosted former Justice Dan Kelly and Milwaukee Judge Janet Protasiewicz for their only debate before the election. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen joins us live in studio to share some of the issues they covered. Good evening, Emily.
Ken, this election will decide what majority controls the court, with things like abortion access and redistricting on the line. Wisconsin's district lines were last drawn in 2022 by a GOP legislature and have faced criticism for gerrymandering. One reporter asked how Protasiewicz would show fairness following her criticism of districts in Wisconsin. Protasiewicz says she doesn't think anyone believes the maps are fair. Kelly responded, saying Protasiewicz is letting her personal politics get in the way.
I can assure you that every single case that I will ever handle will be rooted in the law, 100%. You look at the dissent in that MAPS case. That dissent is what I would tell you I agree with.
See, this is a judicial election. You should be talking about things that the courts do, the Constitution, the rule of law, judicial philosophy, what it takes to be a good jurist, how you do the analysis to squeeze out personal views.
Concerns about personal philosophies have been a consistent issue. Wisconsin's Supreme Court is traditionally a nonpartisan race, but Kelly has long ties to the Republican Party, while Protasiewicz is endorsed by the Democratic Party of Wisconsin. So the winner of this election will decide the balance of the court. Ken?
It will indeed. Now, Emily, after concerns about ethics and conflict between justices, how did the candidates say that they would restore confidence in the court?
Well, Ken, Protasiewicz says she hopes to establish a recusal rule, which would require judges to remove themselves from cases if they have a conflict of interest. She also hopes to open Supreme Court conferences to the public. Kelly says that he believes if he is elected, he would help restore reputation by sharing the truth. Ken?
All right, Emily Haugen, thanks very much. Now, early voting started today, and the election will be held on April 4th. Meantime, Wisconsin Democrats are resurrecting a bill to repeal the state's 1849 abortion ban. Governor Tony Evers and Democratic colleagues reintroduced the measure at a press conference today. Democrats introduced the bill last June before the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, but the Republican-controlled legislature rejected it. Now, Evers says statewide poll data shows where Wisconsinites stand on abortion access, and that Democrats will continue to fight for, quote, the will of the people.
What this bill will do is simple. It will restore access to safe, legal abortion in Wisconsin to what it was on June 23rd, 2022, nothing more and nothing less.
Democrat action comes a week after Republicans introduced their bill that would allow exceptions for rape and incest to the state ban and clarify abortions to protect the health of the mother. Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Vos called their bill a reasonable middle ground. Now, Evers said last week he would veto that bill because Wisconsin women would have fewer abortion rights than when Roe was in place. Meanwhile, across the river, Minnesota is making moves to become a refuge for people seeking abortions. The State House voted yesterday to prohibit enforcement of laws, subpoenas, judgments, or extradition requests from other states against people who perform abortions or help people get abortions. Supporters point to a Texas law that deputizes people to enforce their state's restrictions by allowing them to sue anyone who helps a person get an abortion elsewhere. Minnesota Republicans argue these laws leave no restrictions on abortions at all. Today was the first day of early in-person voting. La Crosse voters can vote at City Hall 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. through this Thursday. Hours are the same next week except for Friday when polls will be open from 8 to 5. Remember to bring a photo ID with you. If you need to register, have a proof of residence with you as well. If you received an absentee ballot in the mail, you can return it during those hours, but be sure to not use the drop box outside City Hall. Well,
Well, another decent early spring day across the region. We hit 50+ degrees here in La Crosse for the second day in a row. In fact, I can update that 52 to an official high of 53 degrees out at the La Crosse airport. Also reaching 50 was Winona, Viroqua, Decorah, even some mid to upper 50s down in Prairie du Chien and Boscobel, Eau Claire. Unfortunately, you found yourself on the chilly side of a frontal boundary, highs only in the upper 30s there. Also, quite a bit more snow cover still remains across northern sections of the Butte area. Now, we had some blue sky and sunshine for much of the day, but clouds have rolled back in, and that trend will continue into tonight with a mostly cloudy sky. A little area of low pressure over southern portions of South Dakota will spin across the region overnight, maybe bringing a chance for some scattered rain showers in some spots. Now it's still chilly to the north, 37 in Eau Claire, still 51 in La Crosse, 54 in Prairie du Chien. Chance of rain showers for most overnight. Best chances northern half of the Butte area. And with those slightly colder temperatures to the north, maybe some snow showers mixing in, but lows in La Crosse around 40 degrees. So if anything falls in La Crosse, it would fall in liquid form. We could see another little batch of rain and snow showers tomorrow night. I'll detail that with my 8-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks, Bill. Back on the news side of things this evening, nationwide, diabetes patients have been struggling to get medication because those same medications are also being prescribed for weight loss. Closer to home, a pharmacist from Gunderson Health System says those shortages are starting to ease up. People with diabetes rely on medications like Ozempic to help them control blood sugar, and going without the medication or rationing it can lead to more health issues.
When they can't get it, they're at risk for complications related to diabetes, high blood pressure, at risk of a heart attack, kidney disease, eye damage from high blood sugars.
Now, Ozempic is labeled as a diabetic medication. You may also have heard of Wegovy, which is labeled as a weight loss medication. It contains the same medication as Ozempic, but at a higher dose. Its popularity across the U.S. is increasing as people see celebrities tout the effects on social media, and telehealth companies make it easy to get a prescription. Wegovy will help people lose weight, but Ertz says it's not a permanent fix, and diet and exercise are the key to getting healthier.
It's a hard thing. Sometimes treatment is necessary. But again, the lifestyle change is what is going to make it successful. If you don't change your lifestyle, when you stop taking that medication for weight loss, the weight's going to come back.
Ertz says the demand for Wegovy is increasing, but the cost is also high. He says since it's labeled as a weight loss drug, most insurance plans won't cover it. It costs roughly $900 for a month's supply. It's no secret Oktoberfest brings an economic boom to the La Crosse area, but just how much might surprise you. A study from UW-Whitewater estimates that last year's Oktoberfest weekend had a $26 million impact on La Crosse's economy. That's $11 million more than the previous study done back in 2014. Explore La Crosse's executive director says this directly impacts the local workforce.
Those dollars that are spent in our stores, our dining rooms, the restaurants, the hotels and so forth, helps support jobs throughout our entire area.
And he predicts that this year's Oktoberfest will match, if not surpass, the amount made last year.
Oktoberfest is fun. Chance to introduce the area to people that maybe haven't been here before or have taken a little break because of the pandemic and are comfortable now coming back and rediscovering or discovering the La Crosse region.
And the festival's board of directors will begin preparing for this year's Oktoberfest starting next week. Coming up, parents in Viroqua now have another option for childcare. The area school district is opening up an early learning center.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford truck to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
And these thy gifts, which we are about to prepare from thy bounty.
The Cane Street Community Garden is a fantastic place for the community to come and gather to help give back to anybody in the community.
You're with friends all the time. While you're with friends, you're also giving back to other people in need. And it's fun.
this have to do with law?
Absolutely nothing.
She locked him in his room, starved her son to death. The 16-year-old boy weighed only 42 pounds when he died. She could have got 25 years, but she got lucky. Judge Janet Protasewicz set her free. No time in prison. He strangled and raped his 79-year-old aunt. He faced 25 years, but he got lucky too. Protasewicz let him off with only 5. Tell Judge Protasewicz this is not justice. Stop protecting criminals.
Viroqua is now home to a brand new child care center. The center is owned by Viroqua Area Schools and is expected to address a child care shortage in the area. Now, according to a district administrator, over 250 children in Viroqua need care, and parents have been forced to make ends meet.
We have multiple that are live here, work here, but are driving to other communities for child care. Grandparents or flexible schedules with every day maybe somebody different that's watching their child.
Now, the new learning center's capacity is 110 people, and for now the center will be caring for 40 children. The learning center is hosting an open house. Community members will be welcome to attend. We got more details online at news8000.com. The La Crosse Public Library is making parents' lives just a little bit easier. This right here is the Tot Spot, a reserved workspace for caregivers. It was installed last week, and library employees say the community has already shown interest. It's equipped with everything caregivers need to get some important work done and keep an eye on the little ones.
Maybe they need to apply to jobs, maybe they just need to work on the computer for a little while, and so this is a really great spot for them to come to where their child can be entertained and they can get some work done.
Library employees are thinking about expanding depending on that community interest. Life is a Song, and 2 Onalaska teens are writing their own rhythm. Still ahead, we'll meet the Luther High students spending hours honing their musical crafts.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. 2 days in a row of 50+ degrees and about even for the month. We've had 11 days below average, 10 days above average. What about the next 8? I'll have that answer for you coming up next.
I won't write your will.
I don't write contracts.
I won't handle your divorce.
I do know a few things about personal injury law.
All I do is help injured people get the compensation they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
It's easy to see when you have a plumbing problem, but when it comes to your water, things aren't always so clear. Without water conditioning, your water may be doing more harm than good. Hard water can damage your pipes and appliances, leave spotting on dishes, as well as dry out your skin and hair. Contact the professionals at Maxwell White. More than a plumbing company, we offer comprehensive water conditioning. That's 2 great services under one roof. Enjoy cleaner dishes, softer and brighter clothes, and much more with a simple call to Maxwell White. Water conditioning done right.
I've never been afraid to express myself, to create a life I love. I worried cancer could steal my spark and become my identity. But UW Health designed custom treatments just for me. And now, my legacy, it's still in the making. Because standard, well, that's never been my style. UW Health, remarkable.
I don't like Dan Kelly.
I think he's corrupt.
First of all, he recused himself from the Zignego case because of ethical concerns.
Then he took $20,000 from Zignego and his family.
After he got the money, he unrecused himself so he could judge the case.
That's not something a judge with any ethics would do.
That's textbook corruption.
It's all in the public record, too.
Dan Kelly is too corrupt.
He's too extreme.
And he doesn't care about us.
Save big money and get 11% off everything. Menards carries a great selection of blinds and shades that provide the perfect fit for windows of all sizes. Get room darkening cordless 1-inch vinyl blinds trimmed to width for free. Now just $9.99. Continue your renovations with top appliance brands, including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. Get 11% off your entire appliance purchase.
Save big money at Menards.
I've practiced personal injury law for 4 years.
For 20 years.
For 32 years.
All I do every day
is help injured people get the compensation that they deserve.
At Vigoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Playing an instrument takes years of practice and skill. News 8 Now's Dua Israr introduces us to 2 Luther High School seniors who are making sure their music is heard in more ways than one. Good evening, Dua.
Ken, every high school has a talent show. For Jack Hom and Cole Bryant, their talent show was the beginning of a friendship and a new hobby.
Every great musician's journey starts on a small stage.
He's probably the best singer I know, and I play guitar, so I asked him if he'd sing for a band.
Just ask Jack Hom and Cole Bryant.
Jack and I played in the talent show together.
Their friendship has a special rhythm to it.
We'll go downstairs and we'll play him for 2 or 3 hours at a time.
Even when the music stops.
Why not try to build my own? You know what I mean?
What one friend does, the other is sure to follow.
That's super cool. I want to do that too.
In this studio, guitar practice involves more than just learning the chords.
But we just need a really big grub string.
Keep showing kids that there aren't any limits. I mean, your limit is where your imagination stops.
With every guitar made, Jack and Cole get closer to perfection. Even though perfection doesn't earn them a single penny.
The ones that we sold started to pay for the ones that we built, so it's just kind of a cycle.
These 4 walls may not belong to Madison Square Garden.
It is an absolute joy to be able to work with your hands and build certain things.
Their guitars someday might.
To be building the best guitars in the world.
Jack is now enrolled in Gallup School of Guitar Building and plans on pursuing this as a full-time career. Ken?
That is so cool. Thanks very much, Dua. One of their guitars will actually be auctioned off at Luther High School's annual fundraiser next month. And I don't know about you, Bill, but it makes me want to take up the guitar.
That's an instrument I've always wanted to learn how to play.
Yeah, it always looks so cool to do it.
Got one for my birthday several years ago, and it's still sitting almost in the box. I just haven't made the time to start learning yet.
Too busy forecasting for all of us.
Exactly right. Exactly right. All right, someday I'll learn how to play the guitar, I'm hoping. All right, we've got a mainly cloudy sky. After a mix of sun and clouds through the day, another fairly decent early spring day with a high of 53 degrees. That's actually 5 degrees above average, second day in a row, reaching 50+ degrees. Overnight low of 30, so not too far off of that average of 28. 75 and 3 below the records, and no rain or snow in most of the area for today. Still 51 degrees even with the cloud cover, both at the airport and downtown at the station. Winds out of the east sustained close to 10, gusting around 20 miles per hour, in the Mississippi holding steady 5.67 feet. By the way, I've been getting a lot of questions about the river stages. These are not the actual depth of the rivers. 2 different methods of recording these river stages. In fact, the Chippewa River, the reason that number is so high, it's actually the elevation in that area. So much different way of measuring the Chippewa River as opposed to the La Crosse River. But the Chippewa is coming down just a bit, 760.1, 37 degrees for you folks up in Eau Claire. Now we've got a frontal boundary draped across the area. Spring-like temperatures south of it, a little cooler where there's some thicker cloud cover and rain showers over the mid-Mississippi River Valley. Closer to home, though, that front sits right about here, so 30s north of it, plus you've got a lot of snow cover still up here. The rest of us, not nearly as much snow. In fact, a lot of snow-free ground south of Interstate 90, so temperatures well into the 50s today for most of those areas. Winds generally from the east or southeast around 5 to 15, gusting to 20 miles per hour. So we had some mix of clouds and sun. Those clouds returning from the south and west. See this little counterclockwise spin out here? That's an area of low pressure that's going to spin across the region, bring a chance for some rain and snow showers overnight, and then this one will bring another batch of rain and snow showers tomorrow night. In between, mainly dry tomorrow. Now tonight, little narrow batch of rain showers. They're not going to last all that long, maybe snow showers far north and mainly after midnight, but notice how quickly it moves out. That's why the better part of our Wednesday will be dry, kind of like today, a mix of sun and clouds. And then tomorrow night, still some questions on how far north this precip will get. SkyTracker keeps most of it to our south. Other models do bring it a little farther to the north, so I can't fully discount that. And I will have some rain and snow showers in the forecast for tomorrow night and perhaps into Thursday morning, but much of Thursday will be dry as well. Now tonight, anything that falls, mainly liquid for most because temperatures well above freezing. In fact, right around 40 in the Cross, upper 30s to around 40 down to the south. Maybe a little colder near and north of Interstate 94, low to mid 30s there, so maybe some snow showers trying to mix in, especially in parts of Clark, Taylor, also Rusk and Chippewa counties overnight tonight. So for tonight, mostly cloudy, at chance of rain showers, best chances northern half of the viewing area, maybe some snow showers far north. Tomorrow, any showers exit early, otherwise partly sunny and dry for the day, 51 for the high. Another chance for those rain and snow showers tomorrow night. Again, better chances to the south this time. Those linger perhaps into Thursday morning, but much of the day dry, 44. And then about every other day, at least slight chances for some light rain or snow showers. The model's not in great agreement, so that's why I've got low-end chances there for Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. We'll keep an eye on it for you. Otherwise, temperatures mainly near or below average. Highs in the 40s. Overnight lows in the 20s and 30s. So our slow start to spring looks to continue over the next week or so.
That's pretty weird, though. You don't really see that flip-flop over the 8-day that often.
No, and generally we get, at least we've had a couple days here now in the 50s, but every now and then, usually we get a pretty good spike flirting with 60 this time of year. So
would love that.
Not yet this year.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bill.
Okay.
Coming up next in sports, the Badgers are looking to keep their season alive in the NIT quarterfinals. Plus, the winter sports season actually not done yet. There's still one team looking for a state title in high school hoops. Rob has that story next.
20th Annual Early Bird Home Show lowest prices of the year on 2023 projects. Only at the Board Store Home Improvements, 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse. Get started today.
Let's create your dream home at our area's only home show from the La Crosse Area Builders Association. The only home show where you'll meet over 100 businesses ready to make your home remodel dreams happen. Basement to roof, front yard to back. The only home show with Friday date night, Saturday community day, and Sunday family day. Details are at labahomeshow.com. The LABA Home Show, sponsored by XL Energy and Window World of La Crosse. March 24th through the 26th at the Onalaska Omni Center.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
On abortion rights, do you want extremist Dan Kelly holding the gavel? Kelly wants abortion banned even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. He'll uphold the 1849 criminal abortion law that allows doctors and nurses to be jailed for performing abortions. And he'll strip women of their freedom to make their own decision on abortion. So don't give Dan Kelly a gavel with your vote. He's just too extreme.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Might be the first full day of spring, but the winter sports season is not over yet. There's still one high school squad hoping to bring home a state title to Spring Grove. The Lions have been tearing apart the competition. They've been on a mission since day one of the regular season, and now the Spring Grove boys basketball team is just 3 wins away from a state title. The Lions punched their ticket to the state tournament last week with an impressive 57-48 win over Goodhue in the section championship. Now the Lions are headed to the Twin Cities. Spring Grove will take on Mankato Loyola in the quarterfinals tomorrow night at 5 p.m. at the Williams Arena in Minneapolis. Spring Grove comes into this matchup with a record of 29-1 on the season. Their only loss coming at the end of December. Should be a good one tomorrow night. Lions looking to advance to the state semifinals. College hoops now. The Badgers are still alive in the NIT. Wisconsin with tough back-to-back wins in the tournament, most recently a nail-biter against Liberty over the weekend. But the Badgers got it done 75-71 in their final home game of the season, because Wisconsin is now headed out west for the NIT quarterfinals. Badgers will take on the 1 seed Oregon tonight, with a chance at punching their ticket to the Final Four of the NIT next week in Las Vegas. Tough matchup tonight for the Badgers. We'll see if they can get it done. Tip-off is at 8 on ESPN. On the diamond now, the Eagles have been flying high as of late, make it 5 straight now for the UWL baseball team. An impressive 11-2 win today over Kalamazoo College in their final spring break game of the year. A season high in hits for the Eagles with 14 knocks in this one. They improved to 6-2 on the year as the Eagles get set to begin conference play this weekend against UW Stout. And finally, bragging rights are on the line tonight in Miami for the WBC final. USA clashing with Japan. The Americans won it all back in 2017. They'll be looking to repeat tonight. They got a big win over Cuba on Sunday in the semis. As for Japan, what a win last night over Mexico. A walk-off 2-run double in the 9th gave Japan a 6-5 win as they advance to the finals. And it all wraps up tonight. We'll have the highlights of this one coming up at 10. And Ken, the talk in this one has been, can Mike Trout match up against Shohei Ohtani, their teammates?
Yeah.
That would be really cool to see.
It would, for sure. I just love the pageantry and the passion that these nations have had for this WBC, because it doesn't get talked a lot about as maybe the World Cup in soccer, but the energy is definitely there.
Yeah, I think it needs a couple more rounds before it gets that.
Yeah.
Like a couple more times.
I think so, too.
It's going to be fun.
Rob, thanks so much.
You got it.
We'll be right back.
During Markdown Madness at Dahl Auto, choose from over 700 vehicles at 6 Dahl dealerships. Then make no payments until June. Plus, sell or trade your old car to get an extra $500 over book value. This month only at Dahl Auto.
It's the grand reopening event at Blaine's Farm and Fleet of La Crosse this Thursday through Saturday. Join us for huge store-wide savings in every department. Enter daily for your chance to win over $10,000 worth of gift cards and prizes. Catch daily on-site expert demos. And this Saturday only, special appearances from Packers legend Bill Schrader and Formula Drift driver Dylan Hughes. Celebrate and save at Blaine's Farm and Fleet of La Crosse during our grand reopening event starting this Thursday.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
On abortion rights, do you want extremist Dan Kelly holding the gavel? Kelly wants abortion banned even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. He'll uphold the 1849 criminal abortion law that allows doctors and nurses to be jailed for performing abortions. And he'll strip women of their freedom to make their own decision on abortion. So don't give Dan Kelly a gavel with your vote. He's just too extreme.
Selling your car yourself can take weeks. Selling to an online reseller takes days. Selling your car to Dahl Auto takes 30 minutes. And you'll get an extra $500 over book value. Dahl Auto. Simple.
Chance for some rain showers overnight, maybe mixed with snow showers far north. Lows in La Crosse around 40 degrees. Most of tomorrow dry, 51. Another batch of rain and snow showers tomorrow night, maybe lingering into Thursday morning. Highs Thursday around 44.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bill. And thanks for joining us tonight at 6. We'll see you at 10.